Our exploration into the First Thessalonian letter continues today in chapter 3. Paul shares his deep concern for the believers in Thessalonica. Unable to endure the uncertainty any longer, he sends Timothy to strengthen and encourage their faith, especially as they face trials. Paul reminds them that suffering is part of following Christ, and that he had warned them about upcoming hardships. When Timothy returns with good news about their strong faith and love, Paul is filled with joy and thanksgiving. Their perseverance comforts him in his own struggles. Paul earnestly prays for the chance to see them again and help strengthen their faith even more. He asks God to make their love overflow for one another and for all people, and to establish their hearts blameless in holiness before Christ at his coming, who will return with all his saints in glory. Christians are reminded that we are called to strengthen and encourage one another in faith, especially during times of trial and mistreatment. We're not meant to face hardships alone. God has placed us in community to build each other up. Like Paul, we should care deeply about the spiritual growth of others, praying faithfully for them. When we hear of others standing strong in their faith, it should fill us with joy and inspire us to persevere as well. We must also ask God to increase our love for one another and for all people. As we wait for Christ's return, we should seek to live holy lives, letting God establish our hearts in steadfast faith and sincere love. A couple of great things here: the need for community, for each other, praying for each other, and also leading into next chapter where we get excel still more. This chapter tells us to increase and abound in our love. 3 questions. Number 1, who in your life encourages you to live by faith and is always a spiritual support for you? How can you show gratitude to them for their help? In addition to praying for them, how can you tell them that they're making a big difference? Please do that. Question 2, temptation can be especially strong in times of stress and trial. What do you do in those times to draw close to God and reject the lures of the devil? How do you face them? Prayer, I hope, is a part of your answer, but elaborate. Question 3, Christians are called to, quote, increase and abound in love for one another and for all people. How are you reaching new and higher levels of love? This has always been an interesting one for me. It sounds like a binary question. Do you love others or don't you? It's a much more challenging question to say, how am I deepening that? In what ways am I pressing on to greater things in love? Spend some time on that today. Let's finish with our prayer. Marvelous God, we thank you for the faith you have planted in our yearning hearts and the strength you provide through every trial in life. Help us encourage one another and be a source of hope to those who are struggling. Grow our love for each other and for all people, just as you have loved us. We will strive to focus our hearts on holiness and keep ourselves blameless as we wait for the return of Jesus. Fill us with joy in seeing faith grow in others and teach us to pray with persistence and trust. Lean on God. His strength is incredible for you and for the people you care about. Thank you for your good attention today.